We continue our reading of God's Dream for You, The Chosen, a morning devotional by author Dwight K. Nelson. Today's reading is November 27, The John the Baptist Generation, Part 1. And he will go on before the Lord in the spirit and power of Elijah, to turn the hearts of the fathers to their children, and the disobedient to the wisdom of the righteous, to make ready a people prepared for the Lord. Luke 1:17. Why all this talk about holiness and humility? Because God is calling the children of the chosen to be holy. That's W-H-O-L-L-Y. His, and humbly His, in the midst of a generation that unabashedly is not. He is calling for a new John the Baptist generation of men, women, young adults, and children to live boldly, radically for Christ in this hour of the judgment. Revelation 14:7. Blaise Pascal, the French mathematician and Christian philosopher, wrote words I have scribbled on the Luke 1 page of my Bibles. Quote, "When everyone is moving toward depravity, no one seems to be moving. But if someone stops, he shows up the others who are rushing on by acting as a fixed point." End quote. The nature of crowds is such, try it the next time you're on a crowded subway platform, that when somebody is sweeping the same direction, you can hardly tell you're moving. But let one person suddenly stop, and in that instant the crowd knows very well the direction it is headed. John the Baptist was raised up before the Messiah's first coming to be that fixed point, to refuse to flow with the crowds, but rather to call them to stop and get ready. Before the Messiah comes the second time, there will be a generation of his friends who, like John, will refuse to flow along mindlessly with the crowd, but will stand firm and unmoving, thus becoming God's new fixed point for the world to see. Why? To make ready a people prepared for the Lord. Even as you read these words, the court of heaven is in session. What may appear to be business as usual here on earth only masks the somber reality that we are now living in the most urgent hour in human history. Jesus is coming soon. Quote, "The destiny of earth's teeming multitudes is about to be decided. Our own future well-being and also the salvation of other souls depends upon the course which we now pursue. We need to humble ourselves before the Lord with fasting and prayer, and to meditate much upon His Word, especially upon the scenes of the judgment. We should now seek a deep and living experience in the things of God. We have not a moment to lose." End quote. Great Controversy, page 601. It is high time for the John the Baptist generation to take their stand as fixed points for Christ. He is calling for you. Can you hear Him? Will you answer? Stand up for Jesus. This concludes our reading today of God's Dream for You, The Chosen.